All right, so let's talk about the Melanie Mack stuff. Now, Melanie Mack, who is this outrageously aggressive Christian who loves to attack people based on her Christianity, has been aligned with quartering for a while. Supposedly, he has found Jesus. Supposedly. And that's why she supports him, because he's a Christian and she wants to support Christian content creators, even though he's very much not a Christian. Let's be clear here. Let's be clear. Quartering is definitely, objectively, not someone with Christian values. But that's what she says. Also, she's part of his podcast. He pays her to be there. Let's hear what Melanie has to say about the Quartering's drama and whether or not she approves of him flagging channels and getting channels removed and demonetized and all the above, or is she going to ignore all of that and just make it about her? Let's see which way Melanie Mack goes.
So right now it's pretty trendy for people to be hating on the Quartering, and they're trying to drag me into it. So I'm going to make a video about this. I've talked about it like on streams and stuff in the past. It's been going on for months and it's just insane. But it's like, whatever, I'm just going to make a video, and these people are going to constantly be lying anyway. But at the very least, I will address the parts that have to do with me.
Okay, so it is all about her. Let's be clear. It's about her. She's not going to address any of the accusations against Quartering and things that he's actually done, because that would be impossible for her to defend. She could not possibly hold a position on that defends any of his behavior within their community, because it's a goal that cannot be achieved. So she's going to skip over that. Let's see where she goes.
So that they can't be talking for me.
Okay.
So it's become this thing now where people are saying that the Quartering makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
And I'm in some sort of like weird hostage situation and this, that, and the other, or whatever. And it's just like, it makes no sense. I've been friends with the Quartering for a very long time. What has been...
You know what's interesting? Not saying that she is in a hostage situation. Allegedly, that's what people say. Most of the time, we're talking about abuse when it comes to women. The vast majority of that kind of stuff happens from people they know. Domestic abuse and abuse of women typically happens with either people they meet and they're familiar with, or people that actually live with them. So you saying there's no way that I could be in a hostage situation with the Quartering because I'm friends with them, that's not really a defense of like how hostage situations work in domestic relationships, whether friendships or otherwise. Anyway, let's continue.
Like 7 years now. And I'm telling you, when I've had a bazillion people try to turn on me and try to cancel me or make a bunch of hate videos about me over various things, whether it be my Christian opinion being against the gay stuff, or when I didn't get the COVID jab and I had, I got canceled.
Or when you say all of these things and then you do the opposite, like going to a My Chemical Romance concert with a band that obviously supports diversity and inclusivity and all of that, doing that after telling people that simply watching a content creator who says pro-gay stuff is demonic. I mean, that could be the reason why. Is this weird, like, hypocritical standard that you have. Maybe that's the reason? I don't know. Maybe people just understand that what you're doing is grifting them with this fake Christianity. Maybe that's another problem. Also, how can it be a Christian opinion if you state it as being a fact of God's word? How is that a Christian opinion? That doesn't really make much sense either.
From like the liberal side of the gaming industry and all that, to Goonergate, which happened because last year, or what was that, last year or 2 years ago? I don't know.
Yeah, the Goonergate stuff. When you tried to attack other people in your community for wanting to see sexy women, when you literally were part of that movement like 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, you were heavy into, the boobs, the butts, The left is trying to make women ugly. Let's look at Laura Croft and see how attractive she is in these short shorts or this particular look, etc., etc., etc. You were part of that. So again, you were a hypocrite. People are coming after you because you are a hypocrite, and what you do doesn't make any sense. It is illogical and irrational. And you look like an extra from a Blade movie.
Anyway, whenever I like spoke out about as a Christian,
right.
am not advocating for Gooner games. I don't like them and I don't play them, and that's not what I want to see in gaming.
That's, again, just a lie, Melanie. It's just a lie. Obviously, when you're saying I don't advocate for Gooner games, that leaves it open to interpretation. But you were all in for Stellar Blade. You were all in for Hot Lara Croft. You've been all in for this stuff for a long time. I can pull up videos where you have talked about the uglification of women in movies and TV shows. You've contributed to it over and over and over again.
Then I had a bunch of people who, because that's the thing. I went from being canceled from one group of people to making new friends to these new friends now turning on me, because that's the thing. Content creators are like snakes.
No, it just means there's an issue with you. That's what people do. Like, people like her have no self-awareness. If you jump from friend group to friend group to friend group, what is the determining factor of that? What is the issue there? Is it that every group you get into are the problem, or is it you are the problem? What would be the issue with that? Hundreds of people that you've met over the years, or you?
Most of them are. Like, they don't care anything for just some clicks. Anything for some clicks and some
That's
views.
the same thing you do.
So they will turn on people. So the amount...
That's the same. You've admitted to this already. You were doing the same thing. You've done the same thing.
A lot of people who actually have your back is so few and far between. And that's the thing, is the quartering had my back. He stayed a loyal friend, and that's how he is with...
It's really interesting that the people he's the most loyal to are the pretty girls that he surrounds himself with. I'm just saying.
His friends. He stayed a loyal friend, had my back when I had mob after mob go against me for stupid stuff. People lying on me, people making stuff up, all kinds of stuff. And so whenever, literally the best friend I've...
Do you want to talk about some of the stuff they made up? Any details on that? What is it that people said about you that wasn't true? I mean, I'd love to hear some of those explanations. But of course you're not going to do that.
Ever made in this space, because after that first time where I got canceled and like I wasn't, doing main...
The first time you got canceled. It's impossible. So you've been canceled multiple times? That just means it's been an ongoing cancellation. You've just been canceled. If that's your position, you've just been canceled. It's not like when I was canceled last week, then I was canceled the next week, or like you're just perpetually canceled at that point.
Mainstream stuff in the gaming industry anymore, because I said the things I wasn't allowed to say. I spoke against the things I wasn't allowed to speak out against.
Right.
I didn't get the COVID jab, all this and that. And so it was like I went from mainstream gaming industry stuff to independent content creator who just, is fully independent. And this very channel, I started it because the quartering mentored me, and he told me to. He's like, you need to start a commentary channel.
So your entire downfall is because of the quartering. The Melanie Mac downfall, the fall from grace, is because the quartering told you to do something and groomed you into doing it, and you did it and have lost so much because of that. The entire reason I started this channel, she says, is because the quartering told me to. I want to make sure I hear that right.
This very channel, I started it because the quartering mentored me, and he told me to. He's like, you need to start.
So this is a good thing that the quartering told her to do this? Wow. All right.
A commentary channel. This would be great for you. And like, he helped me when I first started it. He made a video shouting it out. Like,
that's what grooming is. It isolates you. Okay. Let me explain here how this all works for the people that are trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. He knew that by pushing her into this space, he could align himself with her and use her audience to make his audience better and bigger. He combined viewers from a hot girl into his audience, and that would grow his audience. That's the first thing. Secondly, he knew that she would end up alienating a bunch of people. And what's going to happen when those people alienate her? It's going to drive her closer to him. And then he becomes the person that has always been in her corner since the beginning. Melanie, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. These people don't understand you the way I understand you. You know, I've always supported you. I've always got your back, Melanie. They're not your real friends. I'm your real friend. Remember, I'm the one that told you should start this channel, and now you're just getting a bunch of hate because you're speaking out because you're a Christian. And guess what? Now I'm a born-again Christian. I'm born again now, Melanie. The quartering, I am born again as a Christian. I'm not going to change any of my behaviors. I'm going to keep doing everything that I was doing before. But I've changed my religious beliefs. I'm a born-again Christian, and I'm just like you, and I will always have your back, Melanie. Keep doing what you're doing. Drive those people away, and I will always be here for you. That's the danger of this. And I believe he knew that. I'm saying, this is speculation, but I believe he knew that from the beginning.
And I wouldn't be where I am now in this space if it wasn't for the quartering.
Interesting.
So, yeah, you're talking about the best friend I've made in this space. And
now he's got her believing that he is her best friend. Oh my God. All right.
Telling me and trying to say that I'm uncomfortable or that I have any issue with him. But poor me, I can't speak out. First of all, I'm a grown woman. If I wanted to speak out against somebody, I would. But obviously, that's not the situation here. That's just a bunch of lies. Everything saying that he's making me uncomfortable, this, that, it's a bunch of lies. And so people want to bring up the fact that because I'm co-hosting with him on his show, that, oh, well, she's on his payroll, so she's not going to say anything. It's like, I have been in the space of like content creation, and I have what, 15 plus years, how long, 15 years of experience in the mainstream gaming industry. I've been on television, I've done all kinds of stuff, and I've made a lot of money.
And you gave all of that away because the quartering told you to start a commentary channel. Do you understand that? You gave up all of that to be a co-host on his podcast. You gave up sponsorship deals. You gave up all of that possible growth you could have had as a content creator to be a co-host on his podcast now. He has cornered you and starved you of any outside help whatsoever, so that he is the only person that can offer you anything in this space, which is a seat on his podcast a couple times a month.
And I was smart with it. I didn't go spend it on Lamborghinis and stuff. I saved my money and I invested my money. So I'm in a situation where I don't have to be on a podcast to pay my bills. I appreciate it, and it's nice, but I don't have to have it. I don't have to do content.
So you could do it for free then. Would you still be saying this about him if you were doing it for nothing? If he were to tell you tomorrow, hey, I saw your video, Melanie, and you say that I don't have to pay you, and you know, it's been tough the last year or so over here at the quartering. And I think it would be cool if you would could you just do it for free? Would you be willing to do it for free? Because you're friends, right? That's your friend. I would go on a friend's podcast for free. If my best friend wanted me to go on their podcast for free, I would do it. 100%. So if you're best friends with him and you have nothing negative to say about him and you owe him so much for everything he's done for you, then it's simple. Just stop taking money and see if your opinion stays the same. Try it. Give it a couple months. See if your opinion stays the same of him once there's no longer money involved.
Creation. Like, my husband does well.
Oh.
He could take care of us on his own if he wanted. Like, I could be a full-time housewife and not have to do any of this.
Which is exactly what I said. Remember last month when she came back and I said that about her and all of her fans were like, you're wrong. You're just hating on her because she's a woman and blah, blah, blah. She just said it. I said this last month. She's coming back to YouTube because she doesn't have to make money on YouTube anymore. She's no longer locked into YouTube to make outrage content for money. Now she has a husband paying for everything for her because she wants to be a trad wife. This is what I said, and I caught flack for it, and here she is admitting it. She just said it. Let's run it back one time for the people that may not have heard that. She admits here that she could literally just be a wife and not have to do this at all. And I want to get validated on this because I got a lot of shit for this.
Content creation. Like, my husband does well. He could take care of us on his own if he wanted. Like, I could be a full-time housewife and not have to do any of this.
So she doesn't have to hate people anymore for money. She's doing it because she wants to do it. Now it's no longer a financial grift. It is just bigotry. So if she gets on camera talking about gay people and trans people and all of those things, if she's doing it now, she's doing it because she genuinely wants to hate on people. She no longer has to do it for money. That's not a factor. So moving forward, every video that she makes now isn't a financial thing. It is because she wants to talk negatively about people.
But I like to do it. It's fun.
See?
It's like I started before monetization was even a thing on YouTube, and I still do.
No, you didn't. That's a lie. I've been on YouTube since the first year YouTube existed. YouTube monetization started before 2010. I was one of the first channels on my Eric's Reloaded channel. I was one of the first channels in line to get monetization back in 2009. I was the first one. She said 15 years. So if her math is mathing, that would be after 2010, meaning that she wasn't on YouTube before YouTube had monetization. Maybe she was on YouTube before she got monetized, but that's how it is for everyone unless you're a major studio. So that's a lie.
Do this stuff because it's fun and I like it. And yeah, it's fun to make money too. I still like making money, but I'm not beholden to the quartering because he pays me to be on his podcast. So this whole narrative.
No, that's even worse. That's even worse. He's not holding you there with money. He has put you there because you were out of options. That's worse than money. If you were doing it for money, most people would go, that's really fucked up, but you're getting paid good money to do it. So at the very least, the money is the factor. No, he has made it so that you have been canceled from multiple groups to the point where the only person you have left is him. And you said this was all his idea. He's the one that told you to start the channel. He's the one that told you to start making this kind of content. So now he has put you in this position without having to pay you. It's not about the money anymore. That's creepy.
That like, oh, she's uncomfortable with him, but she can't speak out because like she needs the money. That's bogus. Like, I am good. God has blessed me, and God has blessed my husband, and God has blessed us together.
Yeah, I don't think that what you're saying is a blessing is actually a blessing, but that's another discussion for another time.
So that's not even the case. So it's just absurd. It's insanity. But honestly, I think a lot of it is people are getting some clicks, people are getting some views, and right now in the content creation space,
it's really funny to me that you are chastising people for doing things for clicks when that is the entire business model the quartering has. That is his entire business model in a nutshell, fam, is doing things for clicks. So you're on here talking shit about him doing things for clicks, other people doing things for clicks while he's doing the same thing.
And on YouTube, we had an algorithm change that happened several months ago or so, a year maybe tops, but around that time, and people are still trying to figure it out because, for a lot of channels and a lot of the channels that are doing.
Hold on. We need to run that back because I don't think that hit the way it should hit. Remember when I said that there has been a change in the algorithm and these channels are now struggling? Remember when I said that and so many people that supported them came into the comment section, oh no, you're just a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. No, the algorithm has definitely shifted. It has shifted after the election cycle and we've seen the effects of it. Here she is admitting that the algorithm has changed because she has probably had this conversation with quartering and they probably talked to people within YouTube. The algorithm has shifted. She's the first person to say this publicly. Listen to what she's saying here.
Happened several months ago or so, a year maybe tops, but around that time, and people are still trying to figure it out because, for a lot of channels and a lot of the channels that are doing this, the algorithm changed from what it was before. That used to be really good on it. And so these style of channels, the social commentary style of channels, things have changed a lot.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's shocking. That's funny to me that I literally said that the channel's algorithms have been affected on the back end and it's affecting the money they're making, and therefore it's affecting how they're able to stay afloat. And people kept saying, no, you're wrong. And then the shitbag, the quartering, comes out and says that. And they're like, no, he's wrong. And now Melanie Mack is saying that, and it tracks with her time away from YouTube before she came back and started doing shitbag content. They keep saying it because I'm telling you guys, it has happened. The algorithm shift is real.
And so whenever they find something that's working, or they roll with it. And so right now it's trendy to hate on the quartering, and I think it's dumb. And I think honestly, a lot of it is it's some cheap clicks right now.
Oh,
but
cheap clicks.
Also it's just after Jeremy came to Christ, the attacks on him have gotten greater. And
I got to run that back. Guys, after Jeremy came to Christ, the attacks have just gotten so much worse for him. So much worse. Please tell us again. I love the victim card that you guys are playing recently. It's so nice to see that the victim narrative they keep applying to everybody else also applies to them. It's interesting.
It's some cheap clicks right now. But also, it's just after Jeremy came to Christ, the attacks on him have gotten greater. And I've seen this as I started expressing my faith in Christ, as I started sharing the word of God, as I started speaking out against sin. The attacks on me ramped up to a crazy degree. Crazy.
It's really interesting to me that these guys would attack a gay person for having a rainbow flag in their room. And they think that's fair game. But if anybody challenges them on their religious beliefs, it's attacks on them. It's funny how that's the case. If I were to have a rainbow flag in my profile, they would come after me and say so many negative things about me, and it's all justified because I was asking for it by putting a rainbow flag in my profile. But if they mention God or Jesus and they even get a little bit of pushback on it, it's attacks on them.
And so now that Jeremy is like new to the faith, we're seeing.
How long is he new to the faith? How long does new last? I think new is a very, very, very weird word to use in that situation. But anyway.
Seeing the attacks on him grow at a level it had never been before. And I'm truly convinced that it's because that at the root of it, it's because he came to Christ.
He came to Christ because he wants to have something that connects him to you, because he can't be a woman, because then he would get attacked if he decided to move forward with that. So he can't be a woman. He doesn't understand gaming the way you do, right? He's now taken you out of your safe space and put you on his podcast. And he did that so he could isolate you. And he's like, what's the one thing I could do as a man to make it so that I can relate to her in a deeper way? Oh, I'm Christian now. And the thing is, he's such a liar in regards to the type of stuff he does on the internet. How he could be lying about being a Christian? You know what I mean? He could easily be doing that. I'm saying, like, you have to think about this logically. You have to think about it logically. Like, look at everything she's saying and how everything worked out. He has her isolated. No one wants to be friends with her anymore. He keeps her on his podcast. He pays her. And now magically he's also a Christian. It's a little weird.
And that's the thing. They hated Christ, so they'll hate Christ in you. If Christ is in you, they're going to hate you too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge part of what's going on.
I have a lot of family members that are very big into Christianity. I went to church until I was 18, so I know a lot about it growing up in the church. I don't hate people that are Christians. Some people do. I'm not going to say that she's lying. Some people do hate people that are Christians for one reason or another. I don't hate Christians. I don't like when Christian people try to push their beliefs on me. And what I mean by that is, I don't know, like the Supreme Court being asked over and over and over again to take away my rights as a gay person based on Christianity. Like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I hate that shit. 100%. But I don't de facto hate Christians. I hate weaponized Christianity. And I do believe there's a lot of fake Christians out there. If you're supporting stuff that people are doing that are bad things and you're a Christian, then I would question your Christianity. 100%.
But I'm really proud of Jeremy I'm just really proud of him. I've seen so much growth in him, and
Are you?
Yeah, I'm very happy to be his friend, and I will be a loyal friend to him.
Pause. You've seen so much growth in him?
So regardless whether I'm on his show or not. So people are still going to lie. People are going to still say this, that, or the other. I don't care.
I don't think you've actually told us a lie yet. I don't think you've actually given us an example of a lie. These alleged lies. I don't see that for you.
Telling the truth, and people are going to believe whatever they want. So it is what it is, but all I've got to say is all these lies about me, anything involving me, is just dumb.
All
and
of them.
you just see it. You can hear.
Is it dumb or is it untrue? Is it dumb or is it not true?
Straight from the horse's mouth right now. Those are lies.
Oh, okay.
And stupid.
There we go.
And what it is it's people.
So the lies are lies. Got it.
Who are being very vicious, because these people say these things because they want to ruin friendships between people.
Oh.
Whenever they find a target, someone they don't like, they want to ruin their life, and so they're trying to ruin their friendships. They're trying to ruin people's relationships with their family. All this stuff when they go through these type of measures, it is evil. It's demonic.
Oh.
So
there we go. The demonic word. She loves to use that with any op she has. If you don't like her tattoos, you're demonic. If you don't like her hair color, you're demonic. If you're a gay or trans person, you're demonic. If you're a person of color fighting for equality, you're demonic. If you have a negative opinion about quartering, you're demonic. Everything is demonic to her. She's got demonic brain rot.
But yeah, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So there you have it. There you have the actual truth. And yeah, I'm sure people are gonna have fun lying as usual. So I doubt it will really change anything for me to say.
There's nothing to quote unquote lie about because you didn't say anything in this video. You didn't try to defend his bad behavior because you never even talked about it. You never talked about him and flagging people's accounts and stuff like that. You didn't mention that. You didn't mention any of the other drama that I talked about earlier. Like, you didn't talk about any of those things. You ran defense for yourself. But then you told on yourself too, because you're like, oh, well, the quartering made me do all of this. Okay. How do we, like, you're admitting that. You're saying it. Like, we don't have to lie about it. You're saying it. You didn't say anything in here to refute as a lie other than saying that you were on YouTube before monetization, which was a thing, which I don't really care if you lie about that or not.
Something, but hey, at least I'm on record here saying the truth that this is all bogus and a bunch of lies. So
what is though?
There's that. But anyway,
that he's creepy with you? That's the only thing you wanted to dispute?
Anyway, there you have it for this video. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I will catch you next time. In the meantime.
Okay. That was an interesting video that didn't really dispute anything about the quartering drama. All right.